Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. I know, it's been a while since the last time I made a video. Usually, I would be live streaming. In fact, I was going to live stream today. But this is a video that I've been postponing for quite a while, and finally decided to just, you know what? Let's just make this video today, instead of live streaming. And before we get started, I think I should provide some context as to what ultimately inspired me to make this video in the first place. Now, if you know me, I like cars, if you couldn't tell by my channel. And if you know me even better, you know I like muscle cars. More importantly, old muscle cars. And probably one of the best muscle cars, in my personal opinion. Surprisingly enough, it's not Mustang, even though yes, I do very much indeed love the Mustang. But here is another one of the many muscle cars that I love, which is this thing, the Chevy Chevelle. Probably one of the most well-known muscle cars ever during the late 20th century. Yeah, this thing is absolutely legendary. It needs no introduction, and if you don't know what it is, then you have probably been living under a rock for the past 20 years. This thing is very much loved by old and young folks alike, and it goes for very high prices on auctions. I would very much like to own one of these someday in the future, actually. And unfortunately, it is no longer around. It ended production sometime in the late 70s to early 80s. And now, pretty much, the Camaro is the main performance car of Chevrolet. Until quite recently, because now, of course, Chevy has announced the cancellation of the Camaro. Unfortunately, but true. But they have said that they are going to replace it with another performance-focused car. A car that which we have no information on as of right now. But we'll get to that later. Now, for the past few weeks, I've also been seeing this car a lot on the roads, which goes by the name of this thing, the Chevy Trax. Now, this thing is basically a mid-size crossover slash SUV. To be honest, I don't really know if it's a crossover SUV. I'll just say it's an SUV. I really don't. Crossovers are always a bit confusing for me. But in addition to wondering why Chevy released another mid-size SUV when they already have two other ones in their lineup, I actually looked at it a lot more closely, because I actually do quite like the look of this car. It looks aggressive, it looks mean, it looks sporty in a way, in its own sort of way. And that got me thinking. The more I looked at this car, the more the gears started to turn in my head. And I'm like, wait a minute. Chevy has said that they are making a new performance car. And some other sources say it's going to be a high performance sedan. Basically a saloon car, or a super saloon. Think modern day Dodge Charger, or Dodge Hellcat Red Eye. And that got me thinking even more. What if they bring back the Chevelle name and make it a super saloon? Now, hear me out. This is my thought as to how they might go about this. Back in the day, the original Chevelle was based off of the Chevy Malibu, which in fact, the Malibu is still a car that is being produced to this day. It is Chevy's, basically, their full-size sedan, pretty much. And the Malibu is basically a front-wheel drive, no-thrills grocery getter, pretty much. Long story short, it's the sedan that your grandma would probably buy. No offense to any grandmothers out there. If you have something else that's not the Malibu, that's awesome. If you have something that's a Malibu, hey, no offense to you. But yes, the original Chevelle was based off of the Malibu. Kind of in a similar way as to how the GTO was basically was based off of the Pontiac Tempest, and then later on the Bonneville when they discontinued the Tempest. And that got me thinking, if they were to revive the Chevelle name, they would probably make a performance version of the Malibu. Now, obviously, GM being GM, they probably wouldn't make an entirely new body. They would base it off of the same chassis and platform as the Malibu and probably use the same body as well, except give it performance parts and probably put a bigger engine inside. And probably make it a lot more sporty looking instead of looking like this. Even though I don't mind the looks of the Malibu. I think it looks okay for a sedan. But my logic is that if they were to revive the Chevelle, they would have turned it into a super saloon car, and they wouldn't go and make a brand new body. Like, they wouldn't go and take the Malibu, cut off the rear doors, maybe shorten it a little bit, and boom, you have the Chevelle. Instead, they would probably keep the four-door design just to save on costs. And if Pontiac was still around, the GTO probably would have gotten the same route in my mind. And the Firebird / Trans Am would have been their muscle car, with the GTO being the super saloon. If the Chevelle basically, what I'm trying to get at is, if the Chevelle and GTO were still around today, they would be four-door muscle cars, super saloons, if you will, to compete with the Charger. Pretty much. That was my logic behind it. So, we are going to be pretty much reviving the Chevelle name by using a Malibu and turning it into a high-performance muscle car. Now, with that being said, I know Chevy is saying that they're going electric. Their high-performance sedan is supposedly electric, but again, they're just rumors. Just like the high-performance sedan rumor. But from a marketing standpoint, it's probably going to be four doors, just so they can market for their sake. They can market it as it being a practical car or whatever kind of market spiel they'll try and throw at us when they eventually do release their actual performance car. But what we're going to try and do, we're going to take the body of the Malibu and basically the idea of the Malibu, take the design cues from the tracks and put it on here, if that makes sense. Basically, we're doing a Photoshop job, if you will. Except we're not going to do it on Photoshop. Instead, we're going to do it in automation, of course. Now, don't really know what kind of body. This looks promising, but it feels a bit large. Hold on, I'm going to filter the body type. We're going to get rid of vans, MPVs, SUVs, trucks. We'll take get rid of the hatchback, get rid of the coupe. Okay, we have only sedans. We probably should have kept a wagon or a hatchback, but actually no, we'll bring back the hatchback, because some sedans, I've noticed that some sedans are considered hatchbacks for some reason in this game. Don't know how that works when they're clearly too big to be hatchbacks, but hey, that's not my logic. That's the game's logic. Don't blame me. Okay, so we are going to want... How long is the Malibu? Hold on a minute. I'm going to look this up. How long is the Malibu 2023? 194 inches. So that is the... what we're looking for. Wait, really? 100? Jeez, that's actually a long car. Especially considering that some of these cars only go up to 122 inches. At least that's the max length that I've seen. Also, where's the... Oh, wait. Hold on. Yep, that's a four-door. For some reason, it's a coupe. Don't know how that works. I don't think the length... Lengthwise, I don't think the length is going to be a problem. I don't see it being a problem, at least. Because, again, we can mold the body. We can change the body to our heart's content. We can make it longer. We can make it shorter. Whatever we decide to do. Now since this is being an American car, it's going to be big, which I think this is the close. This is probably like the closest thing we're going to get. So we're going to do this. Now the body, okay, yeah, that might need a bit tweaking around. The door looks a bit short, or at least the back doors do. All right, so now we're going to be doing the materials for the chassis. Now I know that the chassis is going to be monocoque with the suspension setup. I did the suspension setup. I looked up the suspension before recording this video, prior to it. And the front, there's going to be a McPherson strut in the front with a 4-link axle in the rear. And obviously the first change we're going to do is instead of the engine being transversely mounted, we're going to be doing it longitudinally. So if we go on to Google real quick and just type in, let's see, 2023 Malibu chassis material. I want to say it's aluminum, but I just want to check to make sure. And I get something completely different, of course. Oh wait, no. Aluminum. There you go. Okay, well, it's going to be aluminum. Oh wait, hold on. You know what? No, it's going to be aluminum. Screw it. Would it be... No, it's going to be glued aluminum. And then we said front longitudinal. It's going to be a McPherson strut in the front, and then a... Well, I still have the tab open. 4-link rear suspension. So that would be a multi-link, I'm guessing. What would that look like? I can't tell. Is that what a multi-link actually... Okay, you know what? Yeah, it says 4-link on Google, but there is no 4-link option here, so I'm just going to guess that that is going to be a multi-link rear suspension. Don't know how that's going to work. We might change that later on, to give it a more muscle car feel, but you know, my game froze. Did my game just crash? Oh nope, it didn't. Okay, good. Now the hard part, giving it an engine. Now I'm kind of torn on the engine department. I could do one of two things here. A, I could take the engine from the Camaro LT and put it in here, or I could take the easy way out and give it an LS motor. Either or, they're both good options, but which one is the better option? That's a bit more hard to tell. Or if we want to go out of the Chevy family, but where you can keep it in the GM family, we can take the engine out of the CT5 and put that inside the Chevelle, because the CT5 is basically Cadillac's version of the Malibu. So we're just gonna go on to Google and just look up the engine specs of the Malibu. What? Wait, not the CT5. I mean, I'll be right back. Okay, after a quick Google search, I am now on the Cadillac website, and according to Cadillac themselves, the block material is cast aluminum. Now, in automation, cast aluminum is not an option, so instead we're going to go with heavy aluminum. That's the closest. After a few more Google searches, I found out that heavy aluminum is probably the closest thing we're going to get to cast aluminum, because cast iron, that is not it. As for the head and valves, I don't know. I know what the head material is. If we were to go back to the Cadillac website, it says that the head material is rotocast aluminum. As for the head and valves, the valve terrain is I don't know. I don't know where the... Yeah, for some reason it doesn't tell you the... I mean, it says that overhead valve, that helps. With 2 valves per cylinder. So an overhead valve with two actually, hold on. This would probably be a lot easier if I were to just look at the engine itself. CT5 Blackwing engine. The engine is a 6.2 liter V8 supercharged, which, hey, we like them superchargers, don't we? Okay. I want to find one without the cover, preferably. Is that it? Yeah, but that I want to look at the cylinder heads, not the supercharger itself. Actually, wait, I just realized something. Does this game even have superchargers? Oh gosh, I really hope it does. Okay, so those are dual valves. It looks like you got one set right here, and then that goes. Okay, no, hold on. Well, I know what it looks like. It's definitely it's an overhead valve setup. I don't. I think it's a 2. See what that looks like. I mean, it looks all right. I'm a direct acting. I can't tell exactly. See. Trying to. I'm trying to see like can I just like glitch the camera through? Yeah, it would really help if I can actually like hide some things. Okay. Okay. What does that look like? I'm trying to see. You know, this is a lot harder than it looks. I'm literally getting as close to the monitor as I can. And just so I can see like what the heck I'm looking at. Well, there's at least 2, I know that. Okay, I'm gonna take care of this off camera. You guys don't need to see me struggle and determine how many valves there are on here. Okay, so after many Google searches and looking at several images, I ultimately settled for the overhead cam with the 2 valve setup, because if you look, it has a little arm that comes from the springs, and if we were to look at this diagram, it has the arm in the spring with the spring. Sure, the valves aren't in the same setup as they are in automation, but it still gets the point across. And for the head material, I just put aluminum, considering that the rest of the block is going to be aluminum. I figured that would be aluminum as well. Okay, gearbox reliability is low. We're not going to worry about that as of right now. Okay, variant capacity. Don't know how this is going to work. Time to go back and look at the engine specs. All right, rotocast. 4-inch stroke, inches a minute. Is that the variant capacity? I don't know. Do this. Okay, I don't know how this is gonna work. It's 376 cubic inches. Hmm. What's the crank material? I want to say the crank is going to be aluminum as well. Didn't they also give me the piston material? Thought they did. Um. Oh, awesome. Well, time for more Google searches. Okay. After about, it's been like an hour. I don't know. Let's just say it's been an hour. And this is now what I have. This is the engine that we'll be using. I heavily based it off of the CT5 Blackwing engine. Now, the real life engine has a supercharger, but Automation doesn't have superchargers as of right now. So I instead gave it an extra power boost and messed with the tuning a little bit. Yeah, it took a little. It took quite a lot. It took a lot longer than I expected to replicate this engine. Also, it took me several Google searches just to find certain information about the materials for the engine because, yeah, it wasn't that Calic wasn't being very helpful with that. Neither was GM. You'd figured they would, but nope, they didn't. Huh. Well, yeah. Nonetheless, this is the engine that we're going with. And I think it turned out pretty well. Let's... Alright, hold on. Let me tune it some more. Okay, well, the engine's out of the way. Now time to move on to the actual body. Now, I did say the door was a bit short for what I wanted to do, so we're going to go over to this. No, not you. We're going to delete all these tabs first because I don't need them anymore. Yeah, you can see how much Google searches I had to do. Alright, so that looks like that. Alright, yeah, I think I'm able to do that. I should be able to, at least. Alright. Round that out a little bit like so. I need a picture of this from the rear. Hello. Oh, here we go. Perfect. Yeah, can we raise this up a bit? We can. Yes. Perfect. Can we raise that up too? No, we cannot. Alright. And it doesn't seem I can adjust the bumper all that much. That's fine. Bit weird, but it's fine. Make it work. I think that's the best we're going to be able to do. Can I expand this? No, I cannot. Also, I'm probably not going to be doing an interior because, let's face it, GM being GM, they're probably going to take the Malibu interior and spice it up a bit. Like maybe add some SS badges, and if they're feeling adventurous, add some red stitching to the leather on the seats. Yeah. Okay, to fix the tint issue, there you go. Now it looks a bit better. Actually, I want a pillar there because that's bothering me. Is there like a different car body for that has a pillar? I don't think there is, but I just want to check. The only other one is this. Like, how does... It's actually closer to the dimensions as well. This might actually work, and it looks like a Cadillac too, so it works out. So we're gonna move that. We're gonna Move that. This might be a bit too long. Never thought I would actually say that. But here I am. Yeah, I think this body is a bit too long for what we want to do. Actually, wait, hold on. Because we're not only taking stylings from this, but we're also molding it with this. I have to keep that in mind as well. So, if we were to look at the rear end of this thing, like, I don't mind the taillights. Can we get a bigger picture? Here, let's try this. There you go, that's much better. Like, that could work for a potential Chevelle. The only problem I have is the length. Like, the length is a bit much. Like, it's a bit long for what I want to do. Huh. Like, yeah. It's a bit long. They're like a shorter version of that. That would be perfect. I wonder if that could work. Let's look at the Malibu again. Okay, that might work, but it has the pillar in the rear door. This might be able to work. It's a hatchback, but doesn't really look like one. Like, what does this look like? Like, if we mold this to whatever we want, we bring that back a bit, move this over like so, move, sure, yeah, we'll go with that. I mean, this might be able to work. Can I? No? Can I not? Oh, wait, there we go. Okay, apparently that's as far as I'll go. How does that look? Actually, it doesn't look that bad. I'd give it a bit more stance. Yeah, I can see this working. Hold on, I want to see if there are any other bodies. Okay, so after looking through the rest of the bodies, I found two other ones, but this one is the most promising, mainly because it's the one that looks the most muscly out of all of them. Like, the other ones are a bit more European in dimensions. Like, this one is a lot more big, and it really does. This one feels a lot more American, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, we're just going to go with this one and work from there. Now, as for the all right, so that is the body done. I don't know what to do with here because this, well, obviously it's going to look a bit flat at the moment. As for the color, we'll save the color for later. And I'm not going to do an interior like I said before. I don't know if I mentioned that already. Because yeah, it'll probably be like your spruced up Chevy interior, your typical Chevy interior with a bit that looks a bit more performance oriented. Besides, you're not necessarily going to get this car for its amenities. You're going to get more leads for its performance. Now for the first thing I want to do is the rims before I forget. What kind of rims does this thing have? Okay. And what kind of rims? Okay, so that's one of the rims. I kind of like those rims. Those rims fit. It also looks like they also look kind of remind me of the one of the Camaro rims that they had. So, that. Yeah, actually, you know what? Those don't look that bad at all. Just paint the wheels, primary, secondary. Can I paint these? Oh, I can. Nice. Yeah, you know what? That looks good. Yeah, I like the look of that. Why not? All right, wheels are done. As for aerials, I know that the Malibu had an aerial. Does the no, not the Camaro. I know the Camaro had an aerial. This one has an aerial as well. I might just add an aerial just to keep it consistent. Because again, this is based off of the Malibu platform. And we're gonna make it look a bit bigger, just because. Why not? Don't know why it's black, but we're gonna make it the primary color. Yeah, and we'll make that the. Actually, no, we're just gonna leave it like that. There we go. All right. Oh yeah, I add this little pillar just to make it a bit more look a bit more natural. There is a bit of a graphical issue. Like, yeah, right there. You can kind of see through the car, but that's fine. Now for the lights. The headlights are going to be easy. Well, I feel like the headlights will be easier. All right. Actually, we should probably do the grill first. You know what? No, we're sticking with the lights. We're going to need to make our own anyway. Problem is finding the right. Actually, those look pretty close. Wait. Oh shoot. These look pretty close. Are there any other ones that look close? Because they look close except for this part. This part is angled toward. This one is angled in the opposite way. But again, that's not that much of an issue because if we look at the Malibu, kind of has something. Ooh, oops! I accidentally went to. No, I don't want to buy a car. My bad. Wait, did the images change here? The images might have changed. Oh, awesome. I mean, yeah, it could work, but ooh, this could work too. How would these look? No, they're a bit too aggressive for what we're trying to do. And those are not, I don't think these are gonna, yeah, no, that's not it. And I don't, oh wait, no, those are fog lights, never mind. Like, I doubt there are any preset headlights that are going to capture the look I want to have, but just for snorts and giggles, I just want to look just to see like if there are any. Cause you never know. And I severely doubt that the taillights will have anything as well. Yeah, no. Taillights don't have it. The closest thing is this, but that's pretty similar to what we have going on up front. Yeah. So we are going to be... No, not this. We're going to be doing this. We're going to be this as the headlights. And elongate it slightly. Make it a bit more on the aggressive side. Perfect. Ooh, maybe that's a bit too... Maybe that's a bit too aggressive. Hold on a minute. Yeah, that actually doesn't look that bad. Yeah, I know there's some graphical glitches, but that's just automation. There's nothing I can really do about that. That actually looks pretty good. I'm just putting the headlight housing in for now. I'll do all the details later on. But right now, I just want to get the front end done because I'm going to spend... I'll probably spend like 30 minutes just on the headlights. So now for why... I don't know why I was looking at taillights. Let's look at the grills. Now, it's a dual grill system. I'm going to look at this one because this one is probably... This is probably focusing more towards what I want to go for. So the grill, there's a small little sliver piece there. There is a grill piece that can capture that. Thankfully. Oh yeah, right, I forgot. This, if we just add the layers. Just add that like so. Ooh. Does that work? Kind of. I'm gonna... Yes, perfect. But we're gonna bring these in just a little bit. Actually, no, we're gonna not bring these in. We're gonna bring these back out and we'll stretch it out just a little bit more. Cause, you know. Also, I'll worry about that later. I know all the graphical glitches and everything. Don't worry. I'll worry about that later. Right now, I'm just trying to establish a look for that. How does that look from here? That doesn't look that bad, actually. Did I get away with increasing the general size? Yeah, kind of. We lower it a bit. How does that look? It actually doesn't look that bad at all. Hold on, I want to look at this again. Okay, yeah, that checks out. Yeah, that works. That's working. That can work. I know it looks a bit strange right now, but that's because I haven't added in all the grill pieces yet. I want... Actually, hold on. Wait. There. We... And that... How does that look? And yes, I know there's going to need to be a Chevy badge, but I don't know how to make a Chevy badge at the moment. I'll have to force myself to learn. I'll have to kind of teach myself that as I go. How does that look? I know it looks a bit naked without a Chevy badge, but yeah. Let's see. This grill will probably work a lot better. We're gonna flip it over like so. Make it longer and wider. Okay, maybe we actually need to elongate the headlights. Maybe that's why it looks so strange. Also, can we change the grill pattern on here? We can do that. Yeah, why not? You know what? This is getting the headlights are getting a bit too elongated for my liking. We're gonna turn that back down a bit. Yeah, look at that thing. Now that looks mean. That looks aggressive. Okay, I'm gonna do my magic here and see what I can come up with on the front. Okay, it's been about 2.5 hours, and this is what I've gotten done so far. As you can see, it takes heavy inspiration off of the Malibu. Tried to replicate the Chevrolet badges the best I could using these fixtures here. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing. That's pretty much everything for the front end. I also put this SS badge on the fender along with some hood decals as well. This I actually quite like. I'm actually quite like the look of this thing. It's going pretty well. I'm really liking the way this thing is coming out. But yeah, next thing on the list is actually I could probably add a sunroof here because the Camaro did have a sunroof for some reason. Don't ask me why, but it did. Yeah, it doesn't make much sense for a performance car to have a sunroof, but hey, if the Camaro can do it, so can this thing. I'm just gonna do like that. I still have my sensitivity down way low from making the SS badge because I had to make them super small. Yeah, that looks good. Perfect. And door, no, not mirrors. Actually, mirrors we'll get to in a bit. Whoa. Okay. What kind of door handles does the Malibu have? I can't tell there. It looks like it has round. It has like something that looks like this. It looks like. Right? Nah, that looks a bit too bulky. We'll go for something like this. Yeah, no, that it goes like that, right? Yeah, I'd say it goes like that. I'm gonna rotate it like so. Yeah, I think that looks good. Clone it and move this one over here. Yeah. Yeah, that looks good. And wait, what kind of mirrors are okay, those mirrors look awfully big in the image. Well, mirrors nothing special. For mirrors, we're just gonna get something very contemporary. Also give it a sporty look. Sure, that can work. Yeah, that can work. Got the indicators and everything. And we're gonna make that like so. Might make it a bit smaller. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, I think that looks good. Actually, wait a minute. The Malibu doesn't have indicators on the mirror, does it? Yeah, no, it doesn't. So instead, we are going without the indicators. Actually, now that I look at the Malibu some more, the mirror looks more and more like this, right? Kind of, except a different kind of arm. Actually, this is probably the closest one. So we're going to do this. What's the difference between this one and this one? Oh no. Actually, now I'm curious. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Smaller mirrors. Why not? And we're just gonna do that. There you go. Just integrated like that. There you go. Perfect. Now this is coming along quite well. Look at this. The front end is looking pretty good. Now for the back, which I'm gonna take some heavy inspiration from the tracks for this one. Because I actually like those taillights. And I would like to find a bigger image. I don't know why all these images are so small. Here we go. Here's a better one. Alright, but first things first, I'll just add a number plate badge. We're just going to do this. Flip it over. Can I get the... Perfect. And then get a new license plate. Alright. Shrink it in. Oh, okay. Just put it in a bit. There you go. Perfect. Actually, we're not going to use that. We're going to use body molding. We're going to use this guy. Why does that look weird? Oh no. That. Why does this look strange? Hmm. I'll flip. Yeah, that looks better. That looks much better. Can I do this 2D? No, I cannot. Actually, wait, hold on. Maybe? No. No, it's not wanting to cooperate. Just do it like that. And yeah, there we go. That will just have to do. It's not the best looking. I don't know. Maybe I'll adjust it later, but kinda look at taillights. Also, I'm sorry if this video is going to be a bit of a long one. Now, ideally, this looks pretty promising. Actually, more like this. I mean, it doesn't look that. This does not look that bad, but I'm probably going to need to do my own I'm going to be doing my own taillights because, you know, it needs to look Chevrolet-esque. Which, speaking of which, where are the custom light things? Are there no... Are they all in the headlights section? I think they are. Okay. Alright. Trying to find a taillight housing for this. Don't know how would it... Okay, so the brake lights and general taillight goes like that, and the reverse light is in there. I'm going to double that. However, I'm going to double that over. Yeah, that could work. That. Yeah. Doesn't look bad. Uh. Uh. Okay, I know that's not gonna work. Hmm. Well, I didn't think it was going to be this difficult. All right, hold on. Let me find something that will actually work with this, and I'll be back when I do. Okay. It's been about um another hour and a half, and it is nighttime right now. Unfortunately, here is the finished product. And I think it came out quite well. Like, you have, obviously, we have the SS badges. I had to painstakingly use several small decals just to make it the way it was. And for the back, obviously, you can see the inspiration from the tracks in the taillights, obviously. And you have this as the indicator, and then there's the reverse light. You have another custom Chevy badge that I had to create. Thankfully, these aren't as difficult to make as the SS badge was. And then I added some additional badging here on the trunk, just so that way you knew what this thing was. And then diffuser with exhaust, you know, the usual stuff. And yeah, oh wait, there's one thing I did forget to add. Hold on. Fuel cap. Oh, that was weird. I'm just gonna. Yeah, this will do. There we go. Now it's complete. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep the red. I actually like the red. I think this came out quite well. For what I wanted to do, I think for what I wanted to do, I think that I achieved that. Now on to the drivetrain. It's going to be rear-wheel drive, obviously. Manual transmission with a 7-speed. Top here. I'm gonna. Sure, yeah. We're not going to make it that crazy. We'll solid 196. Yeah, that's good. Actually, wait, no. Yeah, no, 163. It's a lot better. There's also a similar top speed to the Camaro, I believe. And electric LSD. A bit of a quality there. Do some sports compound. Beef up the rear wheels. The rear tires, I should say. Yes. And give the front tires a bit more meat as well, why not? Alright, the offset. The spacers in here. No, 5, it seems about right. For the front, and we're going to do 10. How about that? Yeah. And we'll do alloy wheels. And for the vented disc, we'll do 4 pistons, vented disc on both sides. Increase the size of this. Actually, we're going to do 3 pistons in the back. No, make it 2. And put the rear force down. Get the pad type up a little bit more. Sport under tray, sure, why not? Active weighing, sure. Cooling flaps, sure. Brake airflow, yep, it's a performance car, it's going to need it. There you go. Yes. Alright, sport interior, premium heads-up display, sure, why not? Yeah, sure, electric variable steering. Yep. I'll do standard 20s for the safety. Weight distribution, I'm not going to mess with any of that. I'm going to do that for the massive sway bars. That, decrease the ride height. Lower it down. Yeah, there you go. Decreasing rear brake size, damper stiffness, increasing top speed. I don't know. Speed limiter, yes, actually, yeah. We'll do that. We're gonna implement a speed limiter. You don't want this to be too crazy, right? Oh. Try using larger drums or discs. Okay. Reducing damper stiffness. How's that? Oh, you still want it to be even less. Okay. Even less. Okay, front brake size. Decrease rear tire width. Why would I do that? You know what? Fine. We'll decrease it a little bit. Oh gosh. And add a bit more spacers to make up for it. Oh wait, hold on. That is not the button I wanted to press. It's this button. Alright. Well, yeah. I think that's good enough. I'll tune it later. But this is the finished product. Let's go into photo mode and just have a look at our product, at the finished product in a proper setting. And here we are, the finished product in all its glory. Yeah, I really do love the way this came out. What is going on with the wheels? Oh wait, I know why. There we go, it looks much better now. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for watching. And I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.